All right, so now that we've explored all 5 strategies, let's dive into the real meat of the process, implementation. I think we can all agree that the biggest roadblock isn't that these strategies don't work. It's more that they often don't get fully implemented. So how do we actually get these strategies into action?
Exactly. A lot of coaches have amazing strategies, but end up stuck in the execution phase. It's not that the strategies are flawed. It's just that implementation can be overwhelming. You've created a clear plan that breaks it all down into manageable steps. That's key, right?
Yeah, and it doesn't need to take forever either. With the right tools and systems, it can be done in as little as 6 hours. That's actually one of the most powerful things about this plan. You start with the foundation building phase, which is all about assessing where you are right now. So, step 1 is completing the capacity audit worksheet. This really helps you identify where your time is going and what's limiting your revenue.
The capacity audit is such an eye-opener. Most people don't realize how much time they're spending on low-value activities. It's easy to get caught up in the busyness of it all, but when you track your time, the results can be shocking. Have you had any experiences where you thought you were being efficient, only to realize you weren't?
Oh, absolutely. I've had days where I felt like I was getting things done, but after tracking it, I realized I was just jumping between little tasks without moving the needle forward. That's why being brutally honest with yourself during this audit is so crucial. You might even uncover revenue that's being left on the table.
Right. It's a game changer when you realize how much you could delegate or automate. After the audit, the next step is restructuring your calendar using the Power Block system, which is another strategy we talked about earlier. This is where you start to really free up time to implement other strategies.
Yes, and it's such a simple yet effective change. By designating specific days for client sessions, deep work, and even completely free time, you are already creating the space needed for more focused and productive work. That's a huge shift for most coaches, moving from a chaotic schedule to a more intentional one.
And once that foundation is set, you move on to identifying your highest leverage client acquisition channel. That's the marketing channel that's bringing in the best clients with the least effort. Automating that channel first can create a huge boost for your business.
Exactly, and when you have the right client acquisition system in place, you're setting up your business for sustainable growth. After the foundation building phase, the next step is system implementation. This is where you bring in the AI coach and set up your automated systems. Just that one implementation can give you both time freedom and passive income potential. It's a game changer.
It really is. AI can handle so much of the repetitive tasks like daily accountability or answering routine questions. It's like adding an extra team member who's available 24/7 without the overhead. And then, of course, you need to develop your 3-tier service model and start automating your client acquisition system.
Yes, the 3-tier service model is another powerful tool. You define the value in each tier, set the pricing, and make sure your clients understand what they're getting at each level. It's all about clarity. And once the systems are in place, the next phase is optimization and scaling.
This is where the fun really starts. Refining your messaging, optimizing the onboarding process, and scaling your most effective client acquisition channel will create exponential growth. You've got the systems, and now you just need to keep tweaking and improving them to get better results.
Exactly. And focusing on one thing at a time is the key. You start with what will create the biggest impact for you right now. For most coaches, that's strategy number 1, the AI Coach Multiplier, which allows you to scale your time and income without having to be tied to your business 24/7.
And as you implement these strategies, you don't need to do it alone. There are tools and systems specifically designed for coaching businesses that make the technical side of things much easier. With the right support, you can focus on what you do best, coaching and building relationships with your clients.
Exactly. You start small, but each step you take moves you closer to having more leverage, more freedom, and yes, more income. The entire implementation process can be completed in just a few hours if you focus on progress over perfection.
It's all about taking action and not letting perfectionism get in the way. By following this implementation plan, coaches can transform their businesses in a very short amount of time. It's about getting out of your own way and starting now.
Totally. So, if you're listening, the message here is simple. Get started with the foundation. Focus on one thing at a time and don't overthink it. The first step is always the hardest, but once you start, the momentum will carry you.
Yes, and our listener metrics reported by our podcast livestream feed are showing Trevor and Catherine were the biggest hit. Our listeners liked them more than Frederick's dreamy voice box. Trevor and Kathy, do you mind adding some perspective into how coaches and consultants can put what we talked about today to real use?